Namaste. I, Nitika Chitwal, Assistant Professor in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, is here to deliver the lecture on Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance. I am from Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences and our today's topic is Good Laboratory Practices, which is in Unit 3rd. And now this topic is in the subject Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance, which compromises in B.Pharm 6th semester, and the scope of this subject deals with the various aspects of quality control and quality assurance aspects of pharmaceutical industry. It deals with important aspects like CGMP, quality control tests, documentation, quality certification, and regulatory affairs. The objective of this course is to understand the CGMP aspects in a pharmaceutical industry, appreciate the importance of documentation, understand the scope of quality certification applicable to pharmaceutical industries, understand the responsibility of quality assurance and quality control departments. Now, our today's topic is pharmaceutical good laboratory practices, that is GLP. In this, we are going to study about GLP. Now, what is the definition of GLP? GLP may be defined as a body, rules, operating procedures, and practices established by a given organization that are considered to be mandatory with a view to ensuring quality and correctness in the result produced by a laboratory. Or we can say that GLP is a quality system concerned with the organizational process and condition under which non-clinical health and environmental safety studies are planned, performed, monitored, recorded, achieved, and continued. Okay, so this is all about GLP. Now, what is the history of GLP? GLP was first introduced in New Zealand and Denmark in 1972. So this could be a MCQ question that where GLP was first introduced. So please make a star note on it. And later in the US in 1978, in response to the industrial biotest lab scandal, it was followed a few years later by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is OECD. Principles of GLP in 1992, the OECD has since helped promulgate GLP to many countries. Now, what are the elements of GLP? The first element of GLP is certification of laboratory practices. The second element of GLP is certification of analysis. The third element of GLP is specimen or sample tracking. And the fourth element of GLP is documentation and its record. The fifth element of GLP is accountability, and the sixth element of GLP is reagent or material certification. The seventh element of GLP is statistical procedures. The eighth element of GLP is instrumentation validation, and the last and final element of GLP is quality assurance, that is QA. Now, what are the standard operating procedures, that is SOP? Usually provide an elaborated description of various ongoing activities that are carried out analytical laboratory. For example, sample handling and preparation, analytical methods used in that preparing method, those are reported in standard operating procedures. Proper maintenance of all instruments, record keeping, are also done in SOPs. The Quality Assurance Unit is entirely responsible for assuring GLP being implemented effectively. So, this could be also an important question for MCQ, that the response who is responsible for assuring GLP that is being implemented effectively. Then answer will be Quality Assurance Unit, QAU. The prime responsibilities that are exclusively fall within the domain Quality Assurance Unit are: first one is implementation of quality procedures. The second one is assessment of quality procedures on a continual basis. Audits of the laboratory periodically. These all are the prime responsibilities of quality assurance unit. Now, what are the objectives of GLP? The first objective of GLP is to adopt good and safe operating procedures and recording systems. The second objective of GLP is to prevent human errors in the performance of the job. The third objective of GLP is to prevent equipment error in measurements. The fourth objective of GLP is to prevent unsafe and hazardous acts which could affect individuals and or property. The last and the main objective of GLP is to improve efficient performance of the job. Now, what are the successful GLP studies? In this, veterinary staff is included, study directors are included, quality assurance team is there, regulatory team is also there, and contributing scientists are also there. They all make the successful GLP study team. Now, we are going to study the idea that is behind GLP. It belongs to the functions of the respective authorities to make sure that the safety and the environment is proven. Safety claims can be verified. A regulatory authority may then obtain verification of such an experimental result by either two ways. Now, we are going to discuss those two ways. The first way is by itself, and the second way is step by step. So, now the GLP principles are designed as a tool establishing or enabling also the improvement of study and data quality. All these requirements can be summarized in three issues that are central to the ideas behind GLP: possibility, accountability, and GLP increases awareness. Right? Now, what is the possibility? To reconstruct the whole course of a safety study, even years after it has been performed, and even in the absence of persons having been actively involved in the conduct of this specific study. For example, all the animals have received the correct dose of the test item at all times, that the correct samples have been taken and analyzed, and the actual data had been collected. These reports submitted to regulatory authority. Now, the second term is accountability. It is very closely connected with the first one. The documentation needed in the GLP complaint conduct of a study will tell years later who was doing that and who could be held accountable for mistakes. Now, the third is GLP increase awareness. It awareness of management for the never-ending task to strive for optimal quality and transparency of the studies conducted at their test facilities of study directors for the orderly performance of the studies they are to control. Now, we are going to study about the scope of GLP. The scope of GLP, as it is defined in the OECD principles, and which states that GLP encompasses the non-clinical safety testing of test items contained in the pharmaceutical product, pesticide products, cosmetic products, veterinary drugs, as well as food additives, feed additives, and industrial chemicals. These test items are frequently synthetic chemicals but may be of natural or biological origin, and in some circumstances may be living organisms. The purpose of testing these test items is to obtain data on their properties and or their safety with respect to human health or the environment. That is given by OECD in 1998. Now, the areas of application in GLP. GLP is applicable to safety studies in two major areas, which are the first one is effects on human health, and the second one is effects on the environment. These two areas may share some types of studies that have to be conducted in order to test the safety of the respective test items, but other study types may exclusively be required for one or the other area. The second point to be observed in the judgment of the necessity for GLP adherence is that these studies are not only conducted to obtain data on properties and or its safety, but that they are intended for submission to appropriate regulatory authorities. The applicability of GLP to human health and environmental safety testing spells out yet another facet of this delimitation, which may give rise to a number of questions at laboratory testing that is performed in a non-safety related way. For example, the physical chemical parameters of a pharmaceutical chemical substance might does not be considered as related to an assessment of human health risk. For a pesticide or another environmental substance, however, parameters like their vapor pressure, their acid-base equilibrium constant, or their water or octanol partition coefficient, all of which will determine the nature and extent of environmental precipitation and accumulation, will certainly be safety related data that have to be generated under GLP. This GLP has the data to be generated under GLP have to have a connection to the assessment of safety for either of the two fields of human health or for the environment. In this regard, there are apparent differences between these two fields. The necessity to follow the strict regulation of GLP will be determined by the two basic principles of the scope of GLP, the safety retardness of the investigation and the possibility or forcible submission to an regulatory authority, the interpretation of which may, however, under different circumstances lead to different aware answers and conclusions. Now, this is all about our lecture on GLP. So, thank you so much for listening to this lecture. If you have any queries regarding this lecture, please let me know. And if you want to say such some suggestion, then please let me know. And make sure to write down some short notes about this lecture and make a star note on important question which I described earlier in this topic. So thank you so much.